You know, when I first started in YouTube 10 years ago, tabletop videos were all the rage. Pretty much everybody was doing them, especially in the knife community. So I thought today I would resurrect that, being that it's been 10 years now since this channel has existed, since I've been posting on YouTube. Not consistently, but still, 10 years. That's a long time. Long time indeed. Anyway, we're going to go through the complete collection. You can see there's quite a few. We're going to go alphabetical. We're going to try to hit all of them and do our best to not do too much editing. That way, this is going to be a really long one. Hopefully you're ready for it. Maybe grab a cup of coffee or a cold one, and let's get started with AA Forge. Okay, from left to right, we've got the AA Forge Bushcrafter, CPM 154. We have the AA Forge Bush Tool, an 8670. The 3-inch Hiker, AEBL, a Mini Quaken. I want to say this one is CPM 154, if I remember right. We got the Pocket Puko, also in CPM 154. Oops. 8-inch Tanto. And a old trout in 52-100. Now I do have another AA Forge on order. It's a 4-inch Hiker. It's CPM 154 if I remember correctly. Still waiting on that one. But this is the entire AA Forge collection. Sheath by me, sheath by me, sheath by me, sheath by my good buddy, Canadian Craftsman over there, Jake. Sheath by Badger Claw. No, sheath by Mountaineer Leather. Another sheath by Canadian Craftsman, Jake. And then finally a sheath by me. Beeswax finished. Has a click. Okay, next on the list, Adventure Sworn. I only got 2. I mean, only. These are phenomenal. You really only need 1. All right, this is AEBL Explorer. This was a custom build he did for me. Ivory paper, I think, and brown liners. This is his mid-height convex. I just made this sheath. It's not a very nice one, but I just needed something to protect the blade. And then this is a nice collector. This is a kind of classic bushcrafter with a tapered tang, cinnamon red liners. I think this is maple handle, and yeah, 01 tool steel. This thing is beautiful to look at and incredible to work with. I bought it used. This is a sheath by Adventure Sworn, and then a matching ferro rod. Only been used a little bit by the previous owner. Basically, sold most of my other Adventure Sworn in order to buy this one because it's just such a cool piece. This might be a bit excessive. I have Andaltools are next on the list. You can see I've got 4 of the full-size Canadian forest knives. One of them has the exposed pommel, so this is the older design. And then 3 are kind of his more recent ones. This is the one I've been using. I also made a leather sheath for it. I can tell because I switched to a gray. And then I have a large companion, all decked out by its previous owner. And then a small companion. This is actually the only one I bought directly from James Andal. All the others were purchased secondhand because these are nearly impossible to get. If you do get a chance to try one out, highly recommended. As you can tell, I'm a big fan. As far as Bark River knives go, I don't have a lot of them. I have issues with their quality control, but these are the ones I do like. We've got a standard bushcrafter, CPM 3V, black handle, white liners, real basic, good beater knife. And then we've got two JX6. I think these are his companions, the smaller ones. Natural with green liners, AEB or A2. And then this one, which is a bit more of a user. This is in MagnaCut. Now, the previous owner, because I bought both of these secondhand, this one directly from Bark River as like a custom. I don't know how, but they actually like dented the tip in MagnaCut. They must have been like doing some heavy work with that. But yeah, Bark River. This is my lone battle horse. This is what they call their Scout Platoon. It used to be called their Pathfinder Scout back when I first became interested in this one. I used to own one, sold it, regretted that decision. So I ordered this one custom, white liners, natural micarta, 01 tool steel. This lanyard is a bit excessive, but I was trying something out. Sheath made by Canadian craftsmen. You can hear that amazing click. Phenomenal knife as far as a survival knife and a camp knife. Really can do so much, and it's very comfortable in the hand with that big fat grip. If you want to talk about an excessive collection of knives, check out my Blackfeather knives. I've been slowly accumulating Blackfeathers for almost the entire decade that I've been on YouTube. Really, he has consistently been one of my benchmark knife makers. Joe Honeycutt, of course. Unfortunately, no longer making knives. But I think I'm pretty good as far as the collection goes. Let's talk about the standards first. How about that? Okay. This is a his Blacklore RWL 34 steel ironwood handles. Sheath made by me. Old one, so it sucks. A slightly modified Blacklore. Nice beefy handle, slightly shorter blade. 01 tool steel, well loved by its previous owner. So those, we've got the Bush Tool clones. This is the one that I ordered directly from Joe Honeycutt many years ago. Waited almost 2 years for it, well worth it. Made that sheath, very happy with how that turned out. Another Bush Tool. This one's in a left-handed sheath. Lucky to snag this one. And then a slightly more decorative Bush Tool. Still a welded pommel. It's got mosaic pins, beautiful wooden handles with orange liners, matching ferro rod, matching thread. This one's super cool, more of a collector. Okay, so from those two different models came the Woodsman. Well, this is the one I've had for a while. It's got the Bush Tool style blade with the Woodlore or the Blacklore style handle. One of my favorite all-around survival bushcraft knives. I've got a second one, Woodsman, this one with natural liners. Both of these in 01 tool steel. Okay, then we've got the Feral Woodcrafter, I think is what this used to be called. Similar to a Kephart with a little bit of an upward sweep. Nice barrel style handle. Again, decorative mosaic pins, white liners, beautiful wood handle. I think it's ironwood, I could be wrong. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, so super excited to have that. Then we've got the Journeys. This is the original. This is actually my oldest custom knife. An original 01 tool steel Journey with G10 handles. This one was one of the first ones he brought to Blade Show. So super excited that I have one of those. And then these are the replaced kind of newer version of the Journeys. These are both an AEBL saber grind on this one. And this one AEBL and a Scandi grind. The difference is they're slightly larger than the older version. I'll show you that. And then for a little while, Joe Honeycutt did a partnership with Sigma 3 Survival School, which is actually the school I went through for my personal survival training. And they developed a standard survival knife. I think, what is this one called? Yeah, the standard. 01 tool steel, bearing block, divot, scraper on the end. Nice 01 tool steel saber grind. Very comfortable handle. I don't know who made the sheath. And then somehow I wound up with 3 Sigmoras, which are their smaller kind of designed carving knives slash Mora replacements. That one's nicely used. Nice patina on that one. Bring in. And then this one, that looks pretty much new. Super cool knives. These Sigmoras, I really like these. So those are all the Blackfeathers. Quite a few, I think. I want to quickly mention this one. This is a gift from my good buddy Jake over at the Canadian Craftsman. One of his early sheaths. A Browning machete type knife. Nice big blade. He's like, Jude, you need some beater knives. You need some big beaters. You don't have any. All you have are like fancy little carvers. So he gifted me this. Isn't that nice? Thanks, Jake. It's very light, very agile. Be perfect for swinging around the woods. This is another gift from a good buddy. The Cur Customs Swift. I've made a video on this one in the past. I'll link it. Very cool EDC knife. Very unique shape. Super comfortable in hand like this. Maybe not for a reverse grip, but it can be done. This is his idea of like a EDC fixed blade. Nice razor sharp edge. And yeah, can't go wrong. He's a great maker and a great guy. Go check it out. Cur Customs. So these are slightly newer as far as makers go, or newer to me anyway. Dead Pine Knives. This was the first one I bought from him. This is a bush tool. This is his bush knife. Not bush tool, bush knife. I am a huge fan of this one. Super comfortable handle, nice textured grip, AEBL, nice and thin, razor sharp edge, bearing block. It's got everything right, and I really find this one to be one that I just keep going back to, which is why I bought a second one. Another bush knife, although this one in carbon steel, so we can get nice patina on it. Did more of a polish on that handle, but both are incredible. Go check him out if you haven't heard of him already. Highly recommended. The way that went down, I just reached out to him, said, hey, you're making some beautiful knives. What's your favorite? What's your best bushcraft knife? And he said, this one, the bush knife, obviously. So I said, make me one. And he did. And I am so impressed. It is pretty much the knife I reach for most often now. So go check him out. This is another one from a newer maker, Ember Knife and Tool. Similar sheath setup. Similar concept behind his knife. He wanted to come up with a knife that was just a ideal all-around bushcraft and camp knife, and super comfortable handle, real thick, fills the hand perfectly. I've made a video on this knife. If you haven't already seen it, I'll link it. Great guy to work with. Go check him out because he's just getting started. Look at these little teeny tiny knives. Okay, so these are the Exodus Knife and Tool Adventure Crafts. I have one in a blackout edition. Totally blacked out, ninja profile. That's why I put an orange lantern on there. And then the brick edition. Original with the sparkly yellow finish. Total opposites, like really. You couldn't pick two more opposite looking knives. And they're both amazing. I usually don't go for these really thin handles, but the way Jacob has designed these, they work phenomenally. I am a big fan of these. Go check him out. Also a great guy to work with. Now, I know almost nothing about this knife, except that there's an FD on the blade. I got this in trade. I'm assuming it's a maple handle, some kind of carbon steel, nice razor sharp 90-degree edge, kind of a convex grind, very light, kind of paring knife, I think. But this is a really nice one. I haven't used it much because I don't know much about it, but as far as like a traditional looking bush knife, this is pretty much where it's at right here. Thanks, Joe. Now I picked these up when they were having some kind of deal, so I got them at a discount. This is Gerber Gear's, I can't say Gerber without thinking of like baby food, but Gerber makes their Strong Arm Camp Edition, which it's not a bad knife overall. Doesn't hold an edge very well, but as far as a camp knife goes, like an affordable camp knife, it's very nice, very comfortable, works well. And then they also make, or I also have the more older Strong Arm edition. Never even use this one because I just don't like the handle. It's very uncomfortable. But as far as like a beater survival knife, this is probably what I'd be throwing in the back of my truck if I had a truck. And then this kind of in the camp kitchen kit probably, but they're 420 HC. Not the best steel, doesn't hold an edge very long, but everybody needs some cheap beater knives. I don't know if all of this counts as LT Wright, since they do make knives for other companies like Nature Reliance or Nordsmith or some of these other people, but because these are all made by LT Wright and his team, I figured I'd show all of these at the same time. Starting with this one. This is the Genesis, but it's not just any Genesis. This is the first year anniversary, I guess, is that first year anniversary of the Hidden Woodsman. The dark brown handle and the blue liners, black sheath. This is a collector's piece. Only a few people own these. So only a few of them were ever made. But I have one. In much the same way, these are some of my favorite knives. Native Survival Knife, 01 tool steel, made by Mitch Mitchell of Native Survival. Contestant on season 1 of Alone. But before that, one of my inspirations for getting into bushcraft before he was on Alone. So of course I had to have one of his knives, and I fell in love immediately. So I got another one. This one has not been used by me, the previous owner who I bought it from. Just sharpened it up, got it razor sharp, and then kind of kept it pristine. So, very nice. Love those. Hard to get, nearly impossible to get, so if you're lucky enough to get one, get it. We have the Overland Machete. Nice big blade, another big chopper. Thanks again, Jake. We did some trades. He sent me this. I've always wanted an Overland Machete. I made a video with one years and years ago, in my first couple years of YouTube, when I was part of the Outdoor Arena Review Ring. Got to play with one of these. Loved it. Finally got a new one. I mean, finally got one. I don't even know if they make these anymore. We have the Nordsmith Canteen Knife. CPM 154, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Green handles, yellow liners. Really nice camp knife. I made this sheath for it. Kind of a special pocket for a DC-4. Oh, I should mention this sheath, Appalachian Custom Leather. Don't know if he's still making stuff, Travis. We've got Jake, Canadian Custom, once again, making an exceptionally locked-in sheath. Directly from LT are these, JRE Industries. And finally, you have the Nature Reliance Chamonix Long Knife, AEBL, Craig Caudill designed these. This is my third, and I've regretted selling it the last 2 times, so I decided next opportunity I'm going to snag one and just hold on to it, because there's just so much to this that makes it a very capable woods knife. So good job, Craig, on that one. Love it. And those are LT. I used to have way more. I used to have dozens of LT knives, but I've kind of slimmed it down to like a couple collectors and then the ones I actually really like to use. I love the Genesis. That's always been one of my favorite designs. But I just didn't find myself using a lot of the other ones very much because of so many other makers that I work with. So LT is always good, always recommended, but yeah, these are what I have. This is the first of a maker that I haven't worked with yet. This is Malone Knives. They have a big following. This is the Timberwolf, designed in collaboration with, I don't know if you know the Humble Woodsman on, I think he's on Instagram. Maybe he's also on TikTok. But his favorite knife, I think, is probably the Andaltool. I've seen him used a lot. Between that and the Skookum bush tool, he kind of put this design together. The helicopter just flew directly over top, so a little bit loud for a second there. This is a very comfortable and very usable knife. Useful? Usable? It's great. Very comfortable in the hand. AEBL steel. Big fan. This sheath is one I made. Just natural leather. Did a basic finish. No collection of knives is complete without a couple Moras, right? I guess this is more than a couple. When it comes to entry-level bushcraft knives, they're still some of my favorites, and that is especially this one right here. You can hopefully see this is easily my most used knife. This is the old High Q in carbon steel. Well used, well loved, often with me, even just as a backup. If that's not with me, then it's likely the stainless steel that's with me. I got 2 of those. These 2 have never been used. I bought these when I heard they were going out of stock. I snagged up a couple extra. So I've got 2 of the carbon and 2 of the stainless, just in case. These stay in a box, secure. We got the old Companion. I think that's what it's called. Similar to these. I don't think the handle's quite the same. It's a little bit smaller in the handle, and then I think the blade is a little bit fatter, bigger. I still think the High Q is ultimate. But if you can't get one of these, this will do you. Now I also have a 511. I think that's what it's called. This is a great beater knife. Great knife for lots of things. Very similar blade, almost identical blade, really. It's just the handle's slightly different. And then I've got the smaller one, the smaller little carver. This one's nice. This little stainless steel carver. And then the more high-end laminate carver, which has a little patina on it for some reason. These divots, I was trying to make a Kydex sheath for it. I think I need to divot a little bit deeper for that, but I don't use this one too much, as you can probably tell. But I use these 2 a lot. So yeah, Moras. So this is kind of a special knife. This was made for me specifically by a guy named Nate. All done by hand with hand-powered tools. No machinery whatsoever. It's a Woodlore clone is what he calls it. ND Knives, I believe is his name. I don't know if he's still making knives or anything. I know this came, this was made for me many years ago. Basically, this was the first time someone reached out to me on YouTube and said, hey, I want to make you a knife. And it took him at least a year to make it because his wife had some health complications, wound up passing away. And so I just have kind of kept this as an heirloom piece, as like a memory to those conversations. And, you know, yeah, it's just an important piece for sentimental reasons. Very comfortable in the hand. You can tell he shaped it to work. And I should give it more attention, but I don't know, it's hard for some reason. It's that reminder. Okay, on to another one of my top bushcraft knife makers. I guess I have a lot of top bushcraft knife makers when I think about it. This is Ben and Lois Orford. We've got two of their Woodlanders. They're 4-inch Woodlanders. This one, orange G10, AEBL steel. Super comfortable. I made this sheath for it. A little decorative stripe. But they also obviously make these Kydex sheaths for them. We've got another Woodlander, also AEBL. This one's a little bit older, kind of a textured green with red liners. Like that one a lot. I generally use the orange one. This one kind of just stays as a backup. I like backups. Redundancy, right? What we've got here is the Laser Sloyd. I don't know how many of these he made, because as soon as I ordered it, it went out of stock, and I don't know if it's been in stock. AEBL steel, super thin carver. Works phenomenally as a Sloyd carver. I wanted to get it to try it as just like a neck knife, a bushcraft knife, and as far as a carving knife goes, the handle is phenomenal. And the blade is exceptional. No surprise there. And then this has for a long time been a dream knife of mine. The Orford Bushcraft Parang, the full size. I've wanted one of these for ever since he announced it. And I'm so lucky that my wife said yes, that I could get one. Green micarta with Coyote G10 liners. And it even came with a little little Thorn XL, I think is what he calls it. Just a little backup knife. So this right here could be your full kit. Chopper, carver. Orfords are expensive. I don't recommend them to most, simply because of that. But if you do get a chance, yeah, don't hesitate. Next, let's talk Papa Bear / Primitive Bear knives. Used to be Papa Bear Knives. He helped develop my my humpback knife. Now, I have since sold or actually given away all of my humpbacks because people wanted them, and you know, I'd rather my friends have them than me. But I did keep these two. This is one that Alan made me. It's a copper head, I think is what he calls it. Nitro V steel. Very sturdy knife, 5/32 thick, nice saber grind. He put my logo on it, even though it's not my design, which is super cool of him. And it just, yeah, it's just real comfortable, good to work with, good strong knife. And then one of his more recent ones, this is a Hunter's EDC. As you can see, this one has bolted handles. This is the 8th that he made. 80 CRV steel, 80 CRV2 steel, flat grind. This is a great EDC knife. Good for opening boxes, cutting up food. Got a nice patina on it after all these years. So this is back after he switched from Papa Bear knives to Primitive Bear knives. Now, I'm not usually into factory-made knives, but if you're gonna get a factory knife, go with a Reiff knife. They are exceptional in all ways. Everything about them feels like a custom knife. So I have two. These two come from my good friend Jorge. He's awesome. Good friend of mine. Yeah. What more can be said? He hooked me up with this knife as a gift, which blew me away. A Magna Cut Reiff F4. Just amazing. And then we traded. He sent me this, the Reiff F3 in CPM 3V. Super cute little carver. Now, I like this knife so much that I went ahead and bought myself this. Another Reiff F4, which hasn't even been opened out of the packaging because this is my backup. I gotta have a backup. So this one's an amazing knife. If you're, like I said, if you're gonna go and get yourself a factory-made knife or something like that, get a Reiff. You won't regret it. They're amazing. Thanks, Jorge. Okay, I only have one knife from this maker. This is Sergeant Edge Tools. Set Knives. This is his, I want to say it's his Apache model. I forget. Totally forget. Spacing on that one. Ultra comfortable handle. I just fell in love with the shape and ergonomics of this one. So I reached out and said, hey, can you make me one? It's like, sure, you're on the list. So, yeah, amazing. Great ergos. It's comfortable. But yeah, only one of these that I have from him. Does this beeswax infused sheath like I do. Super tough stuff. This is great. As a complete package goes, he's doing some awesome work. We are getting real close to the end here. This is an original Skookum bush tool in 3V. So lucky to have this one. Bought it used because I've been on the list for one for 5 years now and no word from him. So I am so lucky to have this. The original bushcrafty sheath. Kind of the Scandinavian pocket sheath. Love this knife. Don't use it nearly enough because I'm afraid to get it messy. But yeah, Skookum bush tool. What else can I be? Yeah, what else can I say about it? It's just phenomenal. It's a classic. It's a classic design. Many copies. Only one original. And the final maker, the final pair are from Woodsteel Knives. Not even sure if he's still in operation. There's been some conversations about things that have happened between him, Junkyard Fox, over this knife right here. So I figured I better hold on to these. This is a Woodsteel Junior Edgewood ABL steel. Kydex sheath made by Woodsteel himself, Woody. Super beautiful knife. It has like a BK2 vibe to it, like a mini BK2. Nice broad blade, good for skinning and slicing. Like complete package on that one. And then of course, we've got number 26, an original AEBL Snake Eater, designed by James from Junkyard Fox, made by Woodsteel Knives. I actually have one. Lucky to have one, apparently, because one, a lot of people who order them still don't have them. And yeah, I'm not going to get into the politics or the issues, but yeah, I'll just say I'm lucky to have one. Super cool knife. combination grind. Very nice.